Good morning, and welcome to Coffee with Christine. I am your host and founder of This Side of Chaos Women's Empowerment Coaching. In 2017, I had been an overweight, unfulfilled single mom for over 10 years to a young son. When I went through a health scare in 2018, I found the path to my purpose. Today, I am here to show you how you can create the life you want, find the love you crave, even if you've been single for years. It all starts with self-love and coffee. Lots and lots of coffee. Let's get started with today's daily dose of love and caffeination.
Good morning, everyone. I am Christine, and I'm the host of Coffee with Christine. I am so glad you're here today. It is September 2nd, episode 112, and this week we're going into, I decided in honor of back to school, I wanted to touch base and go back to the basics. So this was one of the books, sorry, I got the glare, that guy, that totally changed my life. When it came to self-help, self-improvement, self-awareness, self-growth. And what it did, it gave me a different perspective from the normal grind. You have to do for others. You have to do for others. You have to do for others. You have to sacrifice. You have to put others first. And in a way that was, in a way that's right. You do have to make changes, and you do have to do what's best for other people. But also, the key reminder is you have to do what's best for you before you can do anything for anyone else. So I think that's an important takeaway that we forget, and then we find ourselves overwhelmed. We find ourselves just brokenhearted. We find ourselves just so completely not happy. And it's because we're taking on responsibilities. We're saying yes when we should say no. We're saying no when we should say yes. And it's all about balance and finding what's good for you. So this week, I've been diving into the vortex, and I've been reading little blips and blurbs from the parts of the context that really resonated with me. And I'm here this week to share it with you. I'm going to be doing the Sacred Six next week. So if you guys don't have this guy is great. He is one of my mentors, and he is The Sacred Six by J.B. Glossinger. This is where this all started for me, guys. This gentleman right here, he founded Morning Coach and got me rolling. So I'll tell you guys more about it next week, so be prepared. But this week, the vortex. Right now, I want to jump into, I forgot my coffee. So this morning, I am sipping on Maple Pecan. It's one of our Starbucks seasonal specials, and it's my Harry Potter mug. Words, in my not so humble opinion, are our most inexhaustible source of magic. I'm glad you can read. I haven't had my coffee yet. And I have oat milk. I love oat milk in my coffee. It's amazing. All right. So today we're going to be diving into the topic of toxic relationships. So what I've noticed from my own past, I was a chronic single mom. I was single for over 10 years. And it all came down to, I would date a guy, I would get, I'd be on a dating site, and I found that I was ghosted constantly, all the time. So obviously there was something that I was doing that was scaring these guys off. It's because ghosting, if we're being honest, it's about something that we're doing that's freaking them out, right? And the thing that I didn't realize is that you take your past with you, and you're doomed to repeat it if you don't heal the patterns that is causing that disruption in the first place. All right. So on page 61 of the Vortex, Jerry Hicks asks, what is that causes some people to repeatedly attract relationships that bring them pain and anger to the degree that they finally end the relationship. But then they soon find themselves engaged in another relationship with essentially the same sort of negative conditions. And what would you recommend to change the pattern? Heavy stuff, guys. This is the stuff that shifted me. It is possible to walk away from an unwanted situation without repeating it again, says Abraham. But that would require not talking about it, not thinking about it, and not pushing against it. It would require a complete deactivation of the vibration of the troubling experience. So getting rid of everything that is vibrating all this negativity. The only way to deactivate it, though, a thought, a vibration, is to activate another. The way to avoid repeating unwanted situations is to talk about wanted situations. Talk about what you do want and discontinue dialogue about any unwanted experiences, situations, or results. Now, this goes for anything, but specifically those hard relationships. We sit there and we bitch and we complain. Oh, well, he's not pulling his weight around the house. Or, I don't feel like he's giving me enough attention. Well, shift that. I love it when he takes the trash out. It's so helpful when he throws a load of laundry in, right? Or, it comes from a place of appreciation. Abraham continues, once you are determined to improve the way you feel, because monitoring your thoughts can be tedious and tiring, so the best approach is to deliberately change the direction of your thought, is to reinforce your desire to feel good. Okay? Reinforce your desire to feel good. Once you are determined to improve the way you feel, you will begin catching yourself more early. Subtle stages of negative attraction. It is easier to release a negative thought in the beginning stages than it is after it has gained momentum. So all that means is our focusing on negative experiences, continuing to dwell in these negative experiences, continuing to define ourselves by these negative experiences only allows it to continue moving forward into the next experience. So if you come from a standpoint where you allow yourself to fully heal, you feel good about yourself, you feel good about your life, you feel good about everything involving you before you move forward into the next relationship. That allows you to leave whatever patterns that were being formed, established, repeated in that ugly relationship. It will allow you to clear it off, clear it out, and be given fresh. Now, the trick is to maintain that freshness, to maintain that positive outlook on it. Because you know what? If you sit there and tell the new guy that you're dating, I'm always getting ghosted, or the last 3 guys that I dated ditched me, they're thinking in the back of their heads there was probably a reason for that, right? So if you go into a new relationship carrying the baggage of the old one, carrying the mindset of the old one, you're just going to repeat history. So you continue by continuing to think about it, by continuing to dwell on it, you're going to carry it forward into your next experience. If you do not want to do that, I very strongly recommend, I'm doing another mastermind on Saturday morning. If you are interested, let me know. Just you can post a comment, I'm interested, down in the comments, and I'll do what I can to get you signed up. But in the meantime, I want you, coming from me, I want you to find 3 things that you absolutely love about every relationship you've been in. If you are struggling to find your match, or if you're struggling in your relationship, Find 3 things that you absolutely adore about being in that relationship or being in a relationship. And let me know what they are. I'm curious because I want you guys to get into the routine of shifting your mindset. When you're sitting there, I'm guilty of this. I'm so guilty of this too. So this whole spiel is for me as well as for you guys. When you find yourself in a situation that causes you overwhelm, anxiety, stress, we sit there and as women, we have a tendency to talk it through. We have a tendency to walk through it. And it doesn't always do us good to do that. But sometimes it does. Sometimes we have people in our lives that say, hey, you know what? Enough is enough. You're in that situation. What are you going to do about it? Or they tell you, you know what? Until you can do something about it, you have to make the best of it. Right? Thanks, Mom. Love you. But if you're not surrounded by those people, I have a community for you. I would love to share it with you. So, this is all about love. This is all about loving yourself and showing yourself the love that you deserve. It's not going to come from anyone else until it comes from you. We're going to dive into that on Saturday, so I'm really excited. So tomorrow, we are going to be talking about trauma and how past trauma has served us and what these great and wonderful people, Jerry, Esther, and Abraham, say about trauma and life experiences. All right. I will see you all tomorrow for episode 113, A Coffee with Christine. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you got a little bit of information out of this, and we're going to continue trucking forward. Have a great day and go enjoy your coffee. Go live with passion. Love you guys so much.